Welcome to Creepypasta Theater, a show where we explore the strange world of creepypasta. Join us as we hear tales best left untold, travel roads best left unexplored, and see sights best left unseen. The world of creepypasta is indeed a fascinating one. Creepypastas cover all sorts of genres, from classic stories about ghosts and demons and haunted places, to stories about video games and rituals. Some creepypasta are rather long, but today we'll be taking a look at 5 stories from the genre known as the Micropasta. These stories can be found on creepypasta.fandom.com and are protected by Creative Commons license. Dark Corners. Author unknown. In almost every building, there is one corner, one small enclosure that no one ever looks at. It's the corner in the basement that has been blocked by a disused sofa for years. The thin gap in the attic between the wall and the stacks of crates full of junk you never use, but could never throw away. A space that never sees the light of day or any other kind of light at all, where darkness does not merely dominate, but practically oozes out from around the edges of its prison. No one quite knows how long a space must remain concealed for it to acquire this particular property, nor if there are even any specific conditions it must meet. But it is a far more common occurrence than you might think. In newer buildings, when this happens, the residents often report feeling cold when passing by, even in attics during the hottest of summers. Whenever contemplating taking a quick peek to see if there's anything actually there, an unnatural dread seizes them, and they leave the room quickly, if not running. Once left behind, the feeling passes and it is quickly forgotten or laughed off. What actually happens in these forgotten sanctuaries of the dark? It is impossible to tell. While many such corners have been exposed to reveal absolutely nothing, some brave souls have lost their sanity through nothing more than an ill-timed glance. The safest thing to do when you encounter such a phenomenon is this. Close your eyes. Rip away the areas covering in a single motion, then keep a tight hold on what you've pulled away. No matter what you hear or feel, do not get up, do not look around, do not try to cover your ears. You might be one of the lucky ones. Grocery list. Author unknown. You get a phone call from your mother. Since her car is in the shop, she's asked you to go to the grocery store and pick up a few odds and ends for her. Bread, milk, cereal, and chicken breasts. After writing down a small list, you reluctantly get in the car and pick up the items at the store. The cashier makes an odd remark to you. You know, we're in no danger of a milk shortage. Upon arriving at her house, you knock several times. No answer. You decide to try the door. It opens. You place the grocery bag on the counter. Strange. There seems to be 6 other grocery bags, each with identical contents. In a couple, the chicken and the milk have gone bad. "Mom?" you call out, but there's no answer. You make your way through the kitchen and into the living room. Sitting on the couch with her head cut off and neatly resting on her lap is your mother. Naturally, you call the police, who come over to investigate. They mention that she has been dead for nearly a week. Furthermore, the police psychiatrist is at the scene and talks to you after you give your initial statement. Sitting on the front steps, you overhear the psychiatrist talking with the crime scene investigator. It's not uncommon for people suffering from schizophrenia to get locked into a series of repetitive behaviors, he says. You think to yourself, they can't be talking about me. Schizophrenia? No way. Repetitive behavior? Do they think I did this? Suddenly, your cell phone goes off. Hello? Hun, it's me. Could you stop at the store and pick up some chicken and milk? Oh, and I need some bread and cereal too. No problem, Mom. I'll be right over. The Lookout Tower. Author unknown. Out in West Virginia, near Bluefield, there is an old wooden lookout tower near the train tracks. This tower was once used to warn Bluefield citizens of intruders. The post has long since been abandoned, but a curious legend has come to exist about it. When the world boundaries are thin, it is said a person can climb up the outpost steps and speak to the dead. On the night of a new moon, climb up the steps and look out onto the tracks. Then say the name of the person you want to speak to. It could be a lost loved one, a famous person long dead, anyone who has passed. When you turn away from the view, they will be leaning against a tall post by the steps, as real as you are. You can converse with them as much as you like, but do not, by any means, attempt to touch or walk past the person. They will then enfold you in a cold embrace and plunge with you down the rotten and broken stairs head first, smiling as you scream and break your neck. How do I know? My name is Carl Bainey. Come to the tower and say my name. The Portraits. Author unknown. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, found himself in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around the inside of the cabin, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by several portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hate and malice. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. He made an effort to ignore those hateful faces and turned to face the wall. Exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. The next morning, the hunter awoke. He turned, blinking in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows. Respawn. Written by HopelessNightOwl. My first night in my new house, I heard noises coming from the basement. The basement is old, damp, and unfinished, the kind with exposed pipes on the ceiling and cracks in the concrete floor, not to mention a lot of bugs. In fact, the house itself is so old that there's a coal chute room in the basement. The noise turned out to be rats. I hate rats. I would have gotten traps, but I hate rats so much that I just got my pellet gun and shot them all. I killed 5 total and threw them out into my yard. I live in the country, so it's not like I have any next-door neighbors who would be bothered by me leaving random animal carcasses there. A month later, I heard noises in the basement. Again. This time it was raccoons. I got my pistol and shot all 5 of them, leaving them in the yard again. They would be gone from the yard within a couple days, but every 30 days or so, 5 more would come back. I started getting really concerned when I found, zombies in the basement. I thought there was an intruder, so I grabbed my AR-15 this time. There was one on the stairs, one by the washing machine, 2 walking around, and 1 in the coal room. I killed them all easily, but was naturally horrified. Now I had 5 decayed human cadavers in my basement, and I wasn't sure who I should tell about it. I decided I should carry them outside and burn and then bury them. But when I went back downstairs, they were gone. For the past 2 years, more zombies have come every 30 days. I kill them, and within hours they've disappeared. That was 2 years ago. But today, it was different. There were 5 cyborgs in my basement, as in humanoid robots that attacked me. My bullets bounced off them, and I had to go upstairs and retrieve some AP rounds. I was panicking, but they didn't follow me up the stairs, and the armor-piercing rounds did the trick. But this all leads me to wonder, am I leveling up or something? You have been listening to a presentation of Point of Insanity Game Studio. Visit us on the web at www.poigamestudio.com. Follow me on most social media sites at POI Game Studio, and check out my music channel on YouTube at Al Seeger Music.